Yo, what's up, guys? It's Noah here. I'm back after being gone for the last few days. Last video I posted was on Thursday. Said in that video that I was going to be gone for a few days. Took a trip to Atlanta. Went to the Lakers-Hawks game on Friday. Went to the SEC championship game on Saturday. So that's why you didn't see any videos from me over this past weekend. But back home now, ready to get back on the grind. And we got a Monday Night Football game to talk through. We got a game between the Bengals and the Cowboys. Should be an interesting game. I got two early player props that I do like over on Prizepicks for this game that we're going to break down and talk about in this video. Now, as always, before we do talk through these plays, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos and if they do help you out, make sure to hit that like button down below, guys. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks. Use promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. And I do want to give a shout out to Prizepicks right now because they do have a promo available. As you can see on the screen, they have Patrick Mahomes pass yards set at 0.5. This is a promotion that Prizepicks is doing. It's a free pick they're giving you. This is, I think, part of their like Picksmas thing they're going to be doing for the holidays. I'm sure they're going to be doing more promotions, more free squares throughout the holidays. But right now they have Patrick Mahomes pass yards set at 0.5. This is a free pick Prizepicks is giving you. It's for the Chiefs and Browns game coming up on Sunday, which is like 7 days away. So you have all week to use this. You don't have to wait until Sunday to use this. You can use it now. You can wait till later in the week. It's totally up to you. But if you don't have an incentive, or if you don't have an account on Prizepicks right now, this is an incentive to sign up right now because they do have a free square available on Patrick Mahomes pass yards at 0.5. Take that, pair it with any play, multiple plays, whatever you like. NBA, NFL, doesn't matter. You can mix and match sports on Prizepicks. So be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks, guys. And again, use that code NOAH when you do. Now, I do also want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. And when you sign up for Sleeper with my promo code, you'll get a $1,500 deposit match bonus. So typically, Sleeper matches your first deposit up to $100. Well, right now they're doing a deposit match bonus up to $1,500. I don't think this is going to last forever. I'm assuming eventually Sleeper is going to get rid of this. So if you are someone that has wanted to check out Sleeper, if you're able to make larger deposits, you can get your first deposit matched up to $1,500 over on Sleeper. Download their app on the App Store, Google Play Store, wherever you have device, iPhone, Android. Make sure to sign up. Use that promo code NOAH again, so that way you get that deposit bonus over on Sleeper. Go check them out if you guys have not yet. But let's go ahead and talk through this slate of games, or this game, I should say, for Monday night. Talk through the two props I'm liking for Cowboys and Bengals. So taking a look at the two props that I like in this game, the first one that we're going to take a look at is going to be a longest rush prop. So for those of you that don't know what this is, it's really self-explanatory. So they have two props up for longest rush. It's for the running backs. You're basically you're betting on the running back to either have a 15-yard run or longer if you're taking Rico Dowdle, or you're having his, he doesn't have a run longer than 15 yards, so you would take the under in that scenario. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I really need to explain it. So the prop that I do like here is Chase Brown for more than 15.5 longest rush. So I'm really what I'm betting on here is for Chase Brown to have a run of 16 yards or more. And if you look at his recent games lately, he's been able to break off some long runs. He had a 21-yard run against the Raiders. He had a 27-yard run against the Chargers, a 40-yard run against the Steelers. Went under against Baltimore, but Baltimore is one of the toughest teams to run on. And so far this season, Baltimore is actually giving up the fewest yards per carry, only 3.5. Also went under against the Eagles. Not the easiest matchup. Eagles' run defense has kind of been middling this year. Historically, the Eagles have been a pretty tough team to run on. But if you look at this season, so far this season, Chase Brown has gone over this line. So he's had a 16-yard run or longer in all but 4 games this season. And if you look at the 4 games he went under, so the 2 of the games he went under were his first 2 games of the season when he wasn't the starting running back. At the beginning of the season, he was splitting time with Zach Moss. So in the game he went under against New England, first game of the season, he only had 3 carries. He had a long run of 8 yards in that game, but only on 3 carries. And then against Kansas City, he only got 4 carries, had a long of 12 yards on 4 carries. And then he did go under against Philly, again, had 12 carries, 32 yards, only 2.7 yards per carry, had a long run of 5 yards, really tough matchup. And then went under against Baltimore, another very tough matchup, another tough team to run on. So far this season, though, Chase Brown has been a super efficient running back. He's averaging 4.5 yards per carry. He's been able to break off long runs consistently this season. And this is a really good matchup against the Cowboys. The Cowboys have been a very beatable defense through the ground this season. Like, they're definitely a team you can run on. So far this season, the Cowboys are giving up, in terms of rush yards allowed, they're giving up, I believe, they're top 10 in rush yards allowed per game this season, the Cowboys are. And if you look at yards per carry allowed, the Cowboys are allowing 4.9 yards per carry, which is tied for second most in the league. So I think Chase Brown, this is definitely a matchup where he should be efficient on the ground, should be able to break off long runs. I also do like Chase Brown for more than 74.5 rush yards if you want to take that as well. But I definitely could see him, not getting 75 yards, but still having a 16-yard carry or a 16-yard run. And I'm pretty sure every game this season where he's gotten at least 75 yards, he's had at least a 16-yard run in all those games. So he got 80 yards against the Panthers and had a 20-yard longest run. He got 120 yards against the Raiders and had a 21-yard longest run. Got 86 yards against the Chargers, had a 27-yard longest run. So I think if Chase Brown runs for 75 yards, there's a good chance that he's going to break off a long run probably, unless he just gets like 20 carries, averages 4 yards per carry, and just doesn't really break off any long ones. But against this Cowboys team that's been giving up almost 5 yards per carry this season, this is definitely a spot where Chase Brown should be able to probably break off one, if not maybe a couple long runs here. And it's a really good matchup. Chase Brown's been getting all the work as well. Like, if you look at his usage since Zach Moss got injured, Chase Brown has basically just been playing like every single snap. I mean, they barely have been involving any other running backs. The last 4 games, Chase Brown has played 80%, 87%, 83%, and 81% of the snaps. He's been getting all the touches too. I think so far, Chase Brown, since Zach Moss got injured, I think only one other running back has even gotten a carry, and that was last week. Khalil Herbert got 1 carry. Other than that, Chase Brown has just been getting all the running back carries. So his volume is going to be very strong too. He could probably get 20 touches here, 20 carries here, especially if the Bengals get out to a big lead and they can kind of run the ball and pound the clock. So I think there's just so many boxes you could check here. The usage is great, the matchup's great. The Cowboys have been getting beaten on the ground this season. They've been giving up a lot of big runs. You can look through their game log this year and just see that guys have been able to break off long runs against the Cowboys. Like Alvin Kamara had a 15-yard run against the Cowboys. Derrick Henry had a 29-yard run. Let's see. Just looking through some other game logs, David Montgomery had a 19-yard long run against the Cowboys. Jameer Gibbs, a 15-yard longest run. Isaac Guerrero, 19-yard longest run against Dallas. Bijan had a 16-yard longest run. So, just looking up and down the game log this season, guys have consistently broken off big runs against the Cowboys. So I think this is a play that I like a lot on Chase Brown, more than 15.5 longest rush. Again, he's gone over this line in all but 4 games this season. 2 of the games he went under, he only got 4 carries in those games. The other 2 games he went under were against Philly and against Baltimore, 2 teams that have historically been tough to run, especially Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore's probably been the toughest team to run on this season. So really like the spot for Chase Brown, like him to go over 15.5 longest rush. Now the next prop that I like to pair with that on the Cowboys side is going to be a receptions prop, and we're going to take Brandon Cooks for more than 2.5 receptions. So Brandon Cooks made his return from injury last week against the Giants on Thanksgiving Day. Had 3 receptions in that game. He had 7 targets. He had 3 catches on 7 targets. Had 16 yards and a touchdown. So he did get into the end zone. It doesn't really mean anything, but had 7 targets, and that's what I really like to see. Brandon Cooks immediately came back from injury and was earning targets at a really high rate. So he only ran 19 routes last week, but he earned 7 targets. So he was targeted on 37% of the routes that he ran last week. That's a super, super high percentage of your targets per route run. 37% for Brandon Cooks last week. And you would think after a week off, they last played on Thanksgiving, so they've had a week and a half off since this game. You would think Brandon Cooks is going to be healthier for this game and is going to play more snaps. If you look at last week, I believe he played 30 snaps in terms of percentage. I think he played on 39% of their snaps last week. Yeah, 39% of their snaps, played 30 total snaps. You would think with a week and a half off, we're going to see Cooks probably get back to playing 50 to 60% of the snaps. Maybe he gets back up to playing 70, 80% and goes back to being the wide receiver 2. Either way, when Cooks is on the field, he should be able to earn targets. Cooper, obviously with Cooper Rush at quarterback, things are different. We haven't really seen Brandon Cooks play many games with Cooper Rush at quarterback, I don't believe. All of the games he played earlier this season were with Dak Prescott. But the game he played with Cooper Rush on Thanksgiving, he was able to earn targets at a high clip. Cooper Rush has shown a willingness to throw the ball. Dallas has let Cooper Rush drop back and throw a ton. If you look at Cooper Rush's game log, he's been throwing a ton. He had 25 pass attempts against Atlanta, 23 against Philly, but like the last few weeks, 55 pass attempts against Houston, 32 against Washington, 36 against the Giants. Even their last 2 games, which have both been wins, Cooper Rush has still had 32 and 36 pass attempts. This is a game that projects to be a loss for the Cowboys. I mean, they're 5.5-point underdogs even at home. So if Dallas gets behind and we see Cooper Rush throw the ball 35, 36, 37 times, very good chance that Brandon Cooks is probably going to be able to earn at least like 5 or 6 targets, if not more than that. And if he gets 5 or 6 targets, he should have a good chance at getting 3 receptions. I wanted to see if they had a pass attempts line for Cooper Rush. It looks like we don't have a pass attempts line for Cooper Rush, but I'd assume he's probably going to project for like 34 or 35 pass attempts here. And if he throws the ball that much, again, I think Brandon Cooks should be able to earn enough targets to be able to get 3 receptions. You could also take a look at his receiving yards prop, which is set at 26.5. I think I feel better about taking receptions for Cooks than I do receiving yards. The Cowboys don't seem as willing to let Cooper Rush throw the ball deep down the field. It seems like Cooper Rush is throwing the ball a lot shorter. He's doing like check downs and stuff. So not exactly I don't think Cooks. I mean, he still could get 27 yards on only 1 or 2 catches, but I think it's pretty unlikely. Like last week, he had 3 catches, but only 16 yards. You look through his game log this season, most of the games, or there's only been a few games he's played, but the 2 games he got 3 receptions. He didn't, like one of the games he got 3 receptions, he didn't get 27 yards. So like I feel better about receptions than I do receiving yards, but honestly, both these plays I do like. Kind of expecting more of a role for Brandon Cooks here. Second game back from injury, week and a half off. He was able to earn targets at a high clip last week, even when he was on the even though he was on the field for not a full allotment of snaps, he was still able to earn targets at a high clip. Would think his snaps are going to increase here with some time off for this game. So like that is our second prop for Monday night, guys. We're going to take Brandon Cooks for more than 2.5 receptions. Also, I think this matchup is pretty good as well. Didn't really touch on the matchup for these Cowboys wide receivers, but I want to say the Bengals defense has been very beatable through the air this season. They're giving up let's see, in terms of receptions allowed to wide receivers, they've been about middle of the pack in terms of receptions allowed to wide receivers. But overall, I think this Bengals defense is definitely beatable. Honestly, I think the Cowboys could hang in this game. Like I think this could be a close game if the Cowboys offense can move down the field against this Bengals defense, which I'm not too scared about the Bengals defense, honestly. So yeah, like this is our 2 props for Monday night. We're going to take Chase Brown for more than 15.5 as his longest rush. And then we're going to take Brandon Cooks for more than 2.5 receptions. So 2 props, guys, keeping it simple. Typically on these primetime games, I don't play a bunch of different plays. I usually just find 2 plays I like, post those for you guys. If you're going to tell me on these 2 plays, let's try and hit both these plays Monday night and make some money on this slate. As always, I do appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos. Make sure that you hit that like button down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well. And if you are new to Prizepicks and if you don't have a Prizepicks account, sign up, use promo code NOAH. And when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. Go check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. But good luck as always. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.